Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now my goal is at the end of this video, I can show you guys how to create and up your resume game so you can actually get hired. Now if you guys haven't already, please hit subscribe right there because I want to make sure that you guys catch all of my videos on how to have a career online. Now when it comes to resume, a resume can be thought of as the first window to who you are. It's not always going to be your application letter that they see first. Sometimes they see the resume attachment right there on their email and they just click on that and that's the first thing that they will see from you. Or sometimes you drop in your resume within different people's Google Forms. So again, that's the first thing that they will see. So you want to make sure that you stand out and you don't end up at the bottom of the pile. Now I'm going to talk about two different things with you guys. The first one is the actual structure of a resume that will stand out. And the next one will be tips that will get you to up your resume game. Now, the first one is going to be putting in a job title inside of your resume. Not a lot of people do this, where they actually write in the job title that they want inside of the company. Some people I've seen put in just virtual assistant, or just put in secretary, or just put in marketer. It's not custom enough to what they can do and help inside of the company. When you're writing out your resume, you want to be service based. You want to be able to show the person that you're applying for what you can do for them and their company. You want to be able to be an asset in their company, not just someone that they're going to be paying for without a real goal. You want to be someone who is actually helping them grow their company. And one way to show that is writing a job title inside of your resume. And it can be even custom to whatever they're going to be putting out in the job description. You're going to write it out in the resume right there. But it has to be there because then they know who you're trying to become inside of their company. The second thing you want to make sure that's in your resume is the right contact information. I've seen people so many times put in too much information inside of this. So sometimes they will put in 3 different emails that I can contact them in, or 2 different mobile numbers, or it's just a mess of everything. So you want to make sure that you give your employer the chance to be able to contact you really fast without confusing them of different places. So you just want to put in your email and then your phone number and maybe the best times to reach you. That's it. You don't have to put in your social security number. You don't have to put in your birthday. You don't even have to sometimes put in your gender. You just have to give them the best way to be able to contact you and how to reach you. You have to stop confusing your HR manager. A confused mind will always say no. Keep that in mind. So you want to make sure that your resume is as simple as possible, even more on your contact information part. Because let's say they really wanted to hire you, but they can't reach you at all, then that's just a lost cause. They can't hire you anyway. So you want to make sure that your contact information is updated. There's only one in there for email and one contact number. You don't have to put in all of your personal information right off the get-go. You can give that to them once you're actually hired. But then you want to give them the best way possible to be able to contact you. The next one that you want to make sure that's in your resume is your objective. The objective is usually written like, I would be able to grow myself within your company, blah, 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 blah. It's really very self-serving. But again, you want your resume to show how you can help them grow their company. That's why they're hiring you. That's why they're looking for you. That's why they put out this job ad, because they need someone to help them grow their company. So you want to put that right in your objective. As a writer, my goal is to be able to help you guys create more content to grow your company. That could be your simple objective. It shows them what you can do for them, how you want to grow, and then how are you able to contribute to growing them. If, let's say, you're going to be applying for project manager. Let's say that's the job that you're trying to apply for. If you put in, my objective as project manager is to make sure that both the client and the employees be able to sync together so the project can be done as fast as possible or as efficiently as possible, up to you. So you want to make sure that your objective is clear and simple. It's not going to be confusing, but it's also able to be specific enough for the job that you're applying for so they know that you actually read the job description. And the fourth thing that you usually put into your resume is your experience/skill. Sometimes people put them in separate times. I actually like seeing them together. So what I mean with that is, let's say you had experience as a graphic artist, and then you list down all the things you did for them. That's usually what you put in your resume of, I created, 10 different types of magazine covers for them. I created 15 graphics, example, 15 graphics for their social media, blah, blah, blah. This is what you did for them. But for me, what would make it stand out is if you put in what skill you learned from them. So you could put in learned Adobe Pro because I had to create. So it shows me, again, what you're capable of. That you're open to also learning. You're open to using different softwares. Maybe that's one of the things that would pop out. So you want to combine your experience and your skill together to show, again, what did this experience teach you? What skill did you get out of this? And not just the whole story of what you did for them and what they did for you. So again, it's going to be, your resume is a window of who you are going to be inside of the company you're working for. So you're going to want to be able to have them see right away, like, okay, this is a little bit of a peek, this person, this is what this person does, this is what they can do for my company. So you want to be able to do that inside your resume. So putting in too many things in your experience that's not actually relevant will actually hurt you more than help you. So keep that in mind when you're writing out your experiences and your skills. Now, one other thing that people usually add into their resume is the education part. So where you went to college, what course you took, and what are different achievements that you guys did during that time. So a lot of people, and I've seen this, put in too many irrelevant achievements or things that they did during school. So for example, for someone who had been in a journalistic club for such a long time, they still put in one first place of cheerleading contest. That's not going to help you. So you have to make sure that you're going to put in the relevant things inside of your resume to make sure that employers look at this like, oh, this is someone that I want to move into the interview portion, or I want to have the first run of skill tests for this person, as an example. So you are able to move forward rather than the people who put in too many irrelevant things inside of it. Now, the last thing that people usually put in their resume is references. Now, references are people who are able to give a good word in it. So it's people that you either work for, or people that you just helped out at one point or another. You have to make sure that the people you add in here actually remember you and will actually reply. So let them know that you're adding them as a reference so they actually reply. Too many times, I have had applicants who sent me references, and then I would email back this person, I would text this person, and they would actually never get back to me. Or worse, they said, I actually don't know that person. That's even worse. So you want to make sure that the people you're adding as a references know that they are going to be referenced. They're someone you worked with, so it can't really be a relative or just a friend. It has to be someone who has experience working with you. So a lot of hiring managers will just simply ask them, what was the experience like working with you? So you want to make sure that you've actually have work experience with this person. And of course, making sure that you have an updated contact information for them, so your hiring manager will be able to contact them right away. And those are the top things that you need to have your resume. Now, I'm going to move on to the tips to actually how to up your resume game so you get in the top of the pile, not at the bottom of the pile. The first one is check your spelling and your grammar, because a lot of people make this mistake of not actually putting it through a spell check or a grammar checker, and they send in a resume that's full of mistakes. That's not good, because it shows me that you didn't care enough to check. So there's a lot of free tools that you can use out there. You can use Microsoft Word most of the time. You can also use places like Grammarly, and you can also use an app called Hemingway, so you can make sure that your grammar and your spelling is checked and on par way before you even submit it to an employer. So please check your spelling and grammar, because then it shows me that you paid attention to this detail and you took enough care to be able to check if your resume is actually error-free. The second thing you want to do to up your resume game is to customize. All of the different things that I listed out earlier as part of your resume can be customized. You can customize the job title. You can customize the objective. You can customize how people can contact you. It depends if on the job ad, they would say the best way to contact me would be Facebook. You can put that in the contact information as well to make sure you kind of sway to where people would usually use as a communication tool. And then you can also customize the experience or the skill. You want to highlight the actual experience, and the skill will actually get you hired. You don't want to lie. You want to be honest and truthful of what is in your resume, but you can dig out all the different things that you helped with the previous company you work for that will help you to be able to serve this employer. You can also customize, again, your education and show achievements that would actually help you boost in the job that you're applying for. And also, of course, your references can be people who have worked in the same industry that you are going to be applying for. That way, again, when they call them up, when they contact this person, they can give you the best recommendation. The next thing you want to do to up your resume game is your design. You want to be able to show them that you put in more effort into your resume than more people usually will. For me, as someone who has been a hiring manager a lot of the time, I would get resumes that are too plain, just a white paper. This is the usual template you guys will get online. But the thing is, if I see someone who actually put in the effort to make their resume pretty, I would pay attention to this person more than those who just submitted a plain resume. So again, you're just appealing to the possible employer that you have. So being able to have a design that looks pretty, that stands out, especially if you're applying for something that's more graphic based. If you're applying as a video editor or a graphic artist, you want your resume to have a good design. Now, the place where I usually get my resumes designed is Canva, and you guys can check out a link below. I also link below my own resume, so you guys can check that out. You can see how I design my own resume. And the thing is, with Canva, you can download the PDF and then just customize the actual subject line. You can customize it. For example, for me, I would put in Lacaba dash company name, Lacaba dash Happy Books. Let's say I'm applying for a company named Happy Books. So that shows the hiring manager that, again, I took another step and actually made this resume customized for them. So I would put in the job title as book editor for Happy Books. I would put in the objective is my goal is to be able to help Happy Books correct the grammar for all of their authors so they're able to create more best-selling books in the market. So I would put that as the objective. On the experience part, I would put in that, I would highlight more of my experiences that would help them see that I can actually do the job. In the references, I'll make sure that it's with the publishers that I worked with before. So that's how I would write up my resume and design it. That way it's customized for the person that I'm going to be applying for. Now you also want to get digital recommendations. Now you have in your last part of your resume the references, right? So when you have that, you can also have digital recommendations that people can just check out. So you can take advantage of this with your LinkedIn. Asking you for recommendations from LinkedIn will show people what it's like to work with you without even having to work with you. They can already see, without even having to contact your references, what you are like to work with. So having this digital recommendation, having somewhere online where people can check out how it is to work with you. You can even have, if you're lucky, you can have your boss rate a video testimonial of what it's like to work with you. That actually adds another oomph for your resume if you can have those links of like, hey, this is a review of a boss I worked with. He was actually a vlogger, so he made this really cool video of me when I worked for him. So having that as part of your resume of a link that you could put in, like, oh, references, Paul Avino, and then there's a link right there that I can click and it goes into YouTube and it shows me a really good testimonial of what it's like to work with you. I don't even have to contact that as a reference. I would just maybe verify, but then that already gives you a higher level than most people who are just applying and setting a resume with just a list of references. So that's just another way to up your resume game. I look forward to seeing all of your guys' edited resumes. So make sure that if you want, you can even comment it below, or you can send me a message to leanne@2xu.com and I will be more than happy to look at your resume. Maybe give you guys feedback when I have the time. Again, you want your resume to speak for you. That's one of the first things that employers usually look like, other than your application letter, which, as I'm saying that, the next week's video, next Sunday's video, is going to be all about how to write the right cover letter and application letter. And I've actually already made a video on that last year, but I want to make sure you guys are always updated. So I'm going to make a new video on it. I post every Sunday and Thursday. And now for Thursday's video, I'm going to start doing interviews with a lot of people that you guys like. So comment below for people you want me to interview during Thursdays. So make sure that you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure that you guys are able to see all of my videos and you'll see all the tips on how to successfully work online from the virtual ate. Now, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and remember that small steps matters. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!